Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today let's go over a database hard question that I just solved on my own. So I'm pretty happy about this and I'm very glad that I was able to come up with my own solution to this question without any kind of help or assistance. So let's review it and let me show you how I did it. This one's called Find Zombie Sessions 3673. I think it just came out today. So yeah, so basically there are 4 different bullet points that have to be met and you just want to filter for them. So it's a pretty straightforward problem and then return it by scroll count and session ID. So basically for each user ID, look to see if it's met or not. So for example, 201, you're going to go ahead and look at for all the logs of user ID 201, the session duration is more than 30 minutes. So the first timestamp to the last timestamp is a difference at least 30 minutes. If it is, then you're good. Has it at least 5 scroll events? Has it at least a click and scroll ratio of less than 0.20? In this case, that's true because there are no clicks at all. And then the event types don't contain any purchases. And then return it by scroll count. So the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in this case in descending order, and then session ID, which is just going to be S001 in ascending order. Okay, so the way I did it was to go ahead and make a hash map. So default dict of type list, and for each user ID, let's first take care of the timestamps. Let's call this TS, and let's iterate over this each column or each row in this app events table, and let's use the user ID as the key. And because this is taking care of the timestamps, we're just going to append app events event timestamp of I. Okay, and then we're going to sort it. So tsa dot sort, and then now we can see if it is more than 30 minutes. So that's actually a bit tricky to deal with, but let's first make sure it has at least 5 scroll events. So let's call this event type, and that's going to take care of these 2, and then also actually all 3 of these. So cool. So this is going to be an important dictionary. So let's go ahead and say et of a. We're going to append the event type of I, and we don't need to sort for that. So now let's go ahead and loop through our dictionary because the keys are going to be the same between the 2 hash maps, aka dictionaries, and then we're just going to say we're going to make sure that duration is more than 30 minutes. But first, let's make sure that if et of a dot count of scroll is bigger than or equal to 5, then we're in the running. And the click to scroll ratio, so et of t dot count of click divided by, let's just call this ratio is ett dot count of click count scroll, and ratio is less than 0.2, and let's say the purchases count is ett dot count of purchases. Okay, so this list how many purchases are there for this particular user ID, and so PC has to be equal to 0. And last but not least, the session duration is more than 30 minutes. So duration is going to be, so since we already sorted this, that's the reason I did it. So let's actually make this a date time so we can actually say how many minutes we have, and we're just going to say for so the minutes is just going to be ts of t of -1 minus ts of t of 0, and let's print minutes. Cool. So you can see the minutes are what we need right there. So also this obviously is more than 30 minutes. So let's go ahead and create a total minutes. Let's make this a string, split it, and let's go ahead and actually make, no, let's go ahead and do this. Let's go ahead and split this of -1 because we really only care about this if we're talking about the minutes. And then now we can say we need to split it by the colon. By the colon, and let's print because we can see the hours, the minutes, the seconds. Okay, so now for, let's say, M and I know not a good variable name, but bear with me. So we know the first is going to be the hour, so that's going to be how many minutes are an hour times 60, because we need at least 30 minutes. That's the conversion scale. So total M plus equals to, if I is equal to 0, then we're looking at the hour hand. So total M plus equals to 60 times integer of M. Okay, integer of whatever this is. And then this is just the minutes themselves. And then now, so we can come back here, and if total M is bigger than 30, strictly bigger than 30, then we can go ahead and get the session duration. So let's go ahead and print the session ID. Well, let's print the user ID first, which is just T. Let's get rid of all this. Cool, so 201, and then we need the session duration, which is just going to be total of M. Scroll count is already done. So I think scroll count is et of t dot count scroll and sc, just so we're on the right page. Okay, cool. And then we need the session ID, which is just gonna, let's make another dictionary. Let's just say SID of the user ID is equal to app events session ID of I. Okay, so key, get this value. So let's say SID of T. Cool. So now we can just go ahead and collect all the data and then make 4 columns, return a data frame, pretty standard stuff. SID of T, tot M, and SC. Last but not least, remember here it says to sort by the scroll count in descending order, and then session ID in ascending. So answer.sorts, use the lambda function, -x -1, because this in descending order, and then the session ID, the first one, in ascending order, so normal. So no negative at the front. And if we print answer, cool. So now each sublist needs to be unpacked. So let's declare 4 columns. Zero, 1, 2, 3. Okay, and then let's create a data frame. Set the columns. C. And then return the data frame. Okay, let's run this. Okay, submit it. Okay, that's not correct. So what are we missing now? So I guess scroll count. Okay, we're missing something here. Let's see. So the minutes is going to be 205. Looks like something is missing here. Maybe because 2 we have to add. I'm assuming that the seconds is, let's say, m divided by 60. Crossing my fingers. Nope. Okay. Okay. Is it float? I don't think the seconds matter. 14-2. Descending order, and then session ID in ascending. Okay, so this looks like 14 is not supposed to be in there because the session duration is more than 30 minutes. Okay. And then at least 5 scroll events, ratios. Oh, forgot the last point, so no purchases. And the purchase count is equal to 0. Wait, we already did that though. Or let's just say and purchases not in ET of T. Okay. Click to scroll ratio is less than 0.2. Click to scroll, yep. Is it? Nope. Ratios are. Oh, you see the problem right now is a typo. Okay, let's see what's going on here. Int m. I feel like session duration is more than 30 minutes. Let's go ahead and see for SO14 what we're looking at. 14. So we're looking at 613. That's definitely more than 30 minutes. Purchase is in there. Yeah, the event type is what we care about. Session ID of I. Not sure why this is wrong, but in that case, let's go ahead and print SID of T. That should not give us 14 because, yeah, why is it still giving us 14 if the PC is 0? Because there are no purchases, but there are. So let's print ET of T and then T. So 14. So 14. SID of T as well. 14. Yeah, you can see purchases in here. So why is this? Is more than 30 minutes, is less than, has it, at least 5 scroll events. Nope, that's right. Scroll count is bigger than or equal to 5. Yep. But purchases in there. No purchases were made. Yeah. No purchases were made. Do it here. Why is 14 still showing up? There's something weird going on. Click to scroll. ET of T. See, there's a purchase in here, but why is a purchase count? See, purchase. Oh, it's not in ET. I think I was probably misspelling something. Oh, yeah, that's the problem. All right. It's okay. Okay, cool. So let's submit it. And there you go. Passes all test cases. So again, I'm super glad that I was able to figure this out on my own and come up with my own solution to this problem without any help. And yeah, do it completely on my own. And so I'm pretty proud of that. So that's it for this video. Thank you for watching and stay tuned for more.